My name is Rob Starr. Welcome to the B.I.L.L, which is the Baltimore Indoor Lacrosse League, presented by Premier Series. I am here with Riley
Ewing.
Let's go! I hope you guys heard that loud and clear. This is Riley Ewing. She is fresh off of a campaign with the U.S. women's box team who won the gold medal. Congratulations.
Thank
awesome
you.
to see.
Thank you.
You also got some hardware tonight. What did you get?
Yeah, I got the Rookie of the Year from the 2023 B.I.L.L season. So
that is huge. That is a huge honor. The reason it's a huge honor is because literally the B.I.L.L is one of the oldest box lacrosse leagues that's been around. I believe they're in their 39th year this year, looking to hit 40 years next year. The talent that comes through here is absolutely insane. So for you to get that honor, they didn't just give that to you for no reason. That means that you really put up the cheese and you balled. So super proud of what you did, super proud of your accomplishments. Talk to me a little bit about the World Games. I haven't gotten to talk to you yet, so just fill me in. How do you feel? How was everything? Tell me about your first game, your first shift. You're playing. How did you feel?
Yeah, so, I mean, the World Games were awesome. It was like 2 weeks of just lacrosse bliss. I had a unique experience. My first game was actually the Haudenosaunee game.
Yep.
So I went straight into the deep end. My first shift off of the bench was off of ball team. So I was the first team on the floor. So that was unique.
Awesome.
I went straight into the deep end. It's probably the most physical game of lacrosse I've ever played. Wouldn't have it any other way, if I'm being honest. It's kind of, what Cap envisioned for me in terms of my role on the team. So
awesome.
But yeah, the Haudenosaunee game for me was definitely like a catalyst. I think it was for most of the team in terms of like our box experience. She said to us in the locker room that was our box lacrosse baptism, and it felt, every ounce of it felt like that. But yeah, my first shift on the floor was straight off the ball team, and it felt like a battle every second after that. But yeah, I would say like Worlds was an extremely amazing experience. I think it was a culmination of 18 months of probably the most intense training I've ever done. We were definitely in uncharted territory for majority of it, but I would say like we felt very battle tested stepping into Worlds just because of the style in which we trained. And for my first game to be Haudenosaunee, I would never want it to be any other opponent, honestly, because like for me, like that's like the quintessential box lacrosse program, like them in Canada. So to be able to kind of step into that as my initiation as a box lacrosse player was super special. And I think like the plays that we made in that game and just the game itself was probably one of my all-time favorite games I ever played in.
Awesome. For anybody who is going to hear this, the Haudenosaunee was an extremely physical game. If you get the chance, go back on ESPN, watch the game. You will see the USA banging clanged with them for about the first, and then you guys just kept going and going and going. And this is one of the things that I picked up from all of the men's teams that you guys got to play against. Actually, when you guys played here as well, you played against one of the top, you played against the top amateur men's team in the nation, the Westminster Wild. I know I keep saying this. It's super redundant coming out of me, but literally, I'm standing in the parking lot with them after you guys played them, and the amount of respect that they had for you guys because you never stopped going at them. It literally translated into the World Games, and we saw that in the Haudenosaunee game because nobody was really physical with you guys up until that point. They got super physical, but you guys got going. When the tough got going, you guys got going, and it got a little crazy, and I really liked it. Yes, it definitely was your baptism by fire. Talk to me a little bit about your award that you won as well. Did you feel out of place here playing in the B.I.L.L? How did you feel? Because the B.I.L is, like I'm saying, the B.I.L is the top of the top. It literally is the creme de la creme of box lacrosse for amateur leagues that happen. I mean, I believe they were paired with the NLL for some time. So some of the people that come out of here actually play in the NLL, PLL. How'd you feel playing in the league?
Yeah, it was definitely intimidating at first. Not at first, the entirety of my season for sure. I mean, I was very green at box lacrosse stepping into it. So I really wasn't given an acclimation period at the B.I.L.
Right.
But I think that was kind of the best circumstance anyways. I will say that everyone on the floor, opponent and teammate, was very accommodating. And
awesome.
definitely saw what I was trying to achieve in playing in this league, which is just developing as a box player.
Yeah.
And, I think I really do have to give credit to everyone in the league, like opponent, teammate, everyone in like helping kind of groom me and turn me into a box lacrosse player from a field player.
Awesome.
But yeah, so it was definitely intimidating to step into it. But, at the end of the day, it's just you have to know what it feels like.
Bugs in here. The door's open.
Oh, yeah.
There's flies coming in. We're in Maryland, but go ahead.
We are in Maryland, yeah. I know. But it was definitely like, you have to fall on your face to know what it feels like to kind of reach that threshold. And I think like with the B.I.L.L playing at the level that we're playing at and the speed that we're playing at, I was seeing what box lacrosse should look like.
Absolutely.
And as like beneficial as our training camps were, in the interim, I feel like we were all learning together. So it was almost like Cap did all she could, but she couldn't suit with us. So
that's it. Yeah.
We were the blind leading the blind, as teammates.
Yeah.
But, being able to be a part of a league where I, as someone who is very green, is in the minority, I was able to really see and feel what box should see and feel like. So I think it like, as much as I struggled, not struggled, but I like really was just more focused on keeping my footing in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
I knew what box should feel like. So I think my growth really was much more, it was much faster than it should have been because of the environment I was in. And like, that's
Awesome.
why towards the end of the season, I was able to become, a contributor. I was able to become someone who was making game time plays, who was able to make, like critical plays, which eventually, allowed me to earn the Rookie of the Year award. So
awesome, man. Yeah. This is all good stuff. So you're going to have people that are going to follow you in this journey that you've gone on in box lacrosse and women's box lacrosse. One thing that I always throw out to everybody, and I'm going to say it right now, is the U.S. women's team has made history for the United States, not just for the women's side. I want to get that clear. No shade to the men's side. We've never won a gold medal until the women came along. So shout outs to you guys for doing that.
That's right, yeah.
That's huge. But you have people that are going to want to follow in your footsteps. Mm-hmm. What's your advice to them?
Just get out there and play.
Cool.
Don't be intimidated by environment. I think like it's very easy to get discouraged by being the only one out there.
Yeah.
But you're always going to be the only one out there until you're the first.
Yep.
So I think just don't get discouraged by your environment. I think community is a very powerful thing. And I think the box community is probably one of the best communities I've been involved in. Yes. I've been very surprised by how welcoming it is. I think there's no ego.
Yeah.
In the sport itself, there's no ego because you have to be a special type of person to play this game. But especially when it comes to welcoming new players, there is no ego. And I think just with box lacrosse, we want as many people to play as possible.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to step into an environment where you're uncomfortable because there's always going to be someone there who's going to help you because we've all been new to this game.
Yeah.
This is not an American sport.
Right.
It's no secret. We all know that.
Yep.
So at the end of the day, we're just trying to make Americans better.
Love it.
And we want Americans to step into this sport with confidence and, to learn and develop and just, lean on people who have been before you because every single box player who has suited up wants someone to come behind them and do better.
Love it. I love it. I love it. I want to end there, but I definitely have one more question for you. How's the mental health coming off of the World Games? This was actually something that I ran into with a conversation with Cece. We were talking and she, I started to talk about her support system and the people that are in her life. I know her dad. So I was able to see him come and show up. I was able to see a lot of your parents show up, people in your families. How's the mental health coming off of the World Games? I mean, it was such an emotional high.
Yeah, it was such a high.
That you guys were on. Yeah. And then you win the gold medal and then
you
celebrate. And then it's just like, I got to go back to work. Yeah. I got to go back home.
Yeah.
How are you doing with coming back to normal life?
Yeah, it's definitely a come down. It really is. Yeah. I think it's a culmination of 18 months of just pure, unadulterated attention on one task, one goal, which is to win the gold medal.
Yeah.
A sheer focus of a group of really, really close people. We got really close really fast too.
Yep.
I've never, of all the teams I've been a part of, this group, we got really close really fast. We really went through the fire together.
Yeah.
And I think just those 10-ish days that we were in Utica were such an immersive experience because we were at regardless of where we came from, regardless of how I got there, regardless of how we were leaving,
Yeah.
we were box lacrosse players sharing the same sweater for 15 odd days.
Yep.
And that was it. That was all who we were. And like, that was just so like liberating for us. And I think we knew what we wanted to achieve. There was so much emotion in winning that gold medal beyond, you know, playing for our country. It was playing for ourselves, playing for those that were going to come after us, playing for the people to the left of our right, but also playing for a legacy that has yet to be made.
Awesome.
And I think that was the biggest emotional driver for us. And I think achieving that like was the culmination of it. But yeah, the come down was really strange because you just kind of look to your left and your right, like, oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Like all of those hours and like it's done. But it's like, I think for me personally, it left me hungrier than I thought it was because I was like, I won a gold medal. I should be satisfied. I mean, I talked to Kayla, like Kayla's behind the camera right now. Like we talk all the time.
Kayla Wood is in the house.
Kayla Wood
Just
is
for
in
the
the
people
house.
who don't know, she's hiding back there.
But like, I mean, Kayla's one of my best friends now through this program. But like, we talk about it all the time. Like I now want to win another gold medal in the box team.
She got the bug. I love it.
I do. And it's like I really on the front side of this experience thought I was going to be satisfied with ending my career winning this gold medal. I really did.
Yeah.
I win the gold medal and I'm sitting there and I'm hugging my mother and I'm like, I'm so not done. I'm like still on the floor. They haven't even put the gold medal from 2024 around my neck. And I'm like, I want 2028 too.
Oh man, I love this.
So it's like, I think it's a balance of it because like you have to balance the time that you're in the moments that you're given, but still having goals in mind and stuff. But I think for me, it kind of gave me this hunger to continue because I want to prove that we're not a one-off gold medal team.
I love that.
The Americans are here to stay in the box world.
Yeah.
The American women are legacies in terms of box lacrosse, and I do want to continue to prove that a part of that team.
Awesome.
But I also just I think for us, we all fell in love with box so much harder than we expected. And I think for me, I want to continue that path. So more than anything, it was an emotional come down. And that was interesting. It was interesting to navigate. Because I had to go back and coach my girls and all that. But I think more than anything, it made me realize the passion that I had for this new sport and the desire that I had to, you know, continue to play it, but also there's more to achieve. And I think more than anything, it left me invigorated with that spirit. So
awesome. This was well said by you.
Thank you.
And I want to leave this in your hands. What's next for you?
What's next for me?
Besides wanting to win another gold medal, what do you got going on? What's happening right now? What's happening with your team? What's next?
I would say just coaching. I mean, I'm focusing on my season, like coaching at Mason.
Awesome.
You know, like just continuing to coach the field game. And I think as well, keeping like 1 foot in the box realm. Continuing to play in the NABLL. Playing for the Bears this summer. But I think for me specifically, given the platform that I've kind of garnered through this gold medal is just, I want to bring box to a more accessible level, especially for those younger.
I love that.
Because I think that's how we just develop the game is with the youth. So I think for me, like stepping into more of you know, an ambassador role of our sport is kind of what's on the horizon. So.
Well, once again, well said. Congratulations on the award.
Thank you.
It's great to catch up with you. I really appreciate the time. I know you want to catch this game that's going on behind us. As you guys can probably see, yes, they're still banging and clanging. It's the last game of the night with the semis. We will catch up with you guys and let you know what's going on, who's taking these dubs, and who's going to the championship game. Once again, thank you, Riley.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me.
That was easy.